and most certainly will be doing disservice to Nick, who spent every weekend collecting those petitions. My response to this is I feel like I woke up in the USSR. I feel like I spent 30 somewhat years in immigration for no reason. Think about it. They refused to provide the cameras of the lobby of the Secretary of State to show that I actually tried to produce this affidavit. I'm holding this right now. This is a copy of it, but if you see, it is wrinkled because it was in fact in my shredded box, right? You, Stephen, saw me being present there. She doesn't even remember me that I was present there. She doesn't remember her commission date. She doesn't remember who wrote affidavits for her. What she does remember is that I never handed her the affidavit. Well, how can she possibly remember that if she doesn't remember that I was there?
Yeah, and I think that's a fair point. Yeah, I think that's entirely fair. People think it's ridiculous to compare that to the USSR, but in a way, it kind of in a way is. I mean, is it exactly Stalinism, one rule thing? Like on paper, no. But I mean, I think anyone knows that the two-party system is bullshit. It's a facade. And the Libertarian Party is a clear opposition to that. There were in early American history, there was the Whig Party. There were other parties that were involved in these things. And even Democratic Republicans, that meant a lot. Those definitions meant different things in a different time, right? Because these things change. But we live in a time now where not only is that not changing, but there's actually an inability for it to change because of this bureaucracy in the government. And, this is something, and we'll get into this with the Zach Nunn responses. It's always so convenient to me that these government officials just forget things. Like they don't remember certain, key critical parts that would, help the case against them, but they will remember the things that serve their best interest. Yeah, I do think it's ridiculous that, she would remember, or not remember the incident with her and the whole, submitting the affidavit, but she remembered, or however that went, or she didn't remember her, but she did remember, or didn't remember the incident, but did remember her. However she said that. I'm retarded, guys. Okay. However that happened, that just contradicts you, makes no sense, or contradicts that person. That makes absolutely no sense. And who's going to hold that person accountable? Is the Secretary of State, is that person going to be held, responsible for, mishandling this? No, of course not.